Did you know that the flush toilet we know today was invented in 1775? Since then, there have been no design innovations in the toilets. Think about it. Think about it again. Since 1775. The typical pour flush toilet are typically connected to large sewer networks, which need huge amounts of water as well as finances. Is it possible to build a toilet which does not require these sewer networks and does not discharge either wastewater or sludge, and one which is easy on the pocket as well? Yes, one of the innovations to toilet design is the bio-soilet. These toilets, which are helping change lives of many, is nothing less of a magic. The technique is cheap. Each toilet costs just about Rs 12,500. And it generates manure out of the fecal waste. The bio-soilet has brought smiles on the faces of hundreds of people in a slum on the outskirts of Hyderabad.
स्वच्छ भारत का इरादा कर लिया हमने, देश से अपने ये वादा कर लिया.
A not-for-profit organization called the Study Action Group for Participative Integrated Development, or SAPID, has been working in denotified slums of Hyderabad in construction of an innovative toilet called the bio-soilet. This toilet makes use of an African method of using earthworms to convert human fecal matter to manure.
So सराउंडिंग एरियाज जहाँ पर हैं वहाँ पर एक्चुअली यूजीडी कनेक्शंस अभी नहीं दिए गए हैं. एंड यूजीडी कनेक्शन देने के लिए आपको कॉस्ट बहुत ज़्यादा इन्वॉल्व रहता है उसमें, कि मतलब आपको पूरी पाइपलाइंस डालनी है और आपको कनेक्ट करना है और मतलब उसका इतना ज़्यादा ह्यूज अमाउंट उसमें इन्वॉल्व है. तो अगर उसको अवॉइड करने के लिए अगर हम बायोसॉइलेट्स लाते हैं जो जस्ट 12,000 में आते हैं और आपके एनवायरनमेंट को भी क्लीन हेल्दी रखते हैं, सो दिस इज़ अ वेरी गुड आइडिया. दैट इज़ व्हाई आई अडॉप्टेड इट एंड आई वांटेड टू डू इट फॉर एवरीवन.
I'm from Nandamuri Nagar. Earlier, we were struggling a lot. There was no provision for us to defecate. We had to walk for half an hour to reach a small hill nearby. Young men threatened us, and there was a constant fear of getting bitten by snakes and scorpions. SAPID built a toilet for us, which has brought us immense relief. In case of having motions, we do not have to worry or have any problems to go and use the toilet again and again. We do not have to defecate in the open anymore. This facility is very helpful and has made our lives so easy.
We all, our basic objective is participative development, and we work for rural areas, tribal areas and the urban development. But when it comes to urban development, they are deprived of many things, basically land, and it is all makeshift huts. They don't have housing, and health is like, they don't have identity for themselves, because we work in the mostly in the slums, which is denotified slums. So of course we also work in the notified slums, but when we come to denotified slums, their basic human rights are deprived. And it's not only health, it is not only women, it is not only identity, there are many other issues related to this. And when we found talking to the people, basic needs of the people, we started with health awareness, conducting several medical camps and trainings. But when we felt there is a big lacuna in the entire health issues, because there is no basic facilities like toilets, we talk about sanitation, water and sanitation, which I always feel that is the basic rights. It's a fundamental right, I can say.
SAPID motivated the people to use an innovative technology. People of that colony who were doing open defecation have been trained to use these specially designed toilets. The bio-soilet, as they are known, functions much like a septic system. But instead of the hassle and cost of regularly removing the solid waste from the system, earthworms take care of the job. The worms turn the solid waste into nutrient-rich compost at such a rapid rate that the soilet literally does not have a smell. In the year 2011, volunteers from the US visited SAPID to take up volunteer work. During the discussion, the team understood the need to build toilets. At that time, a volunteer shared the bio-soilet technology, which was introduced in Ghana, and wanted to try the same in a slum in Hyderabad. SAPID welcomed the idea and took the initiative of introducing bio-soilets in the slum, and 4 such bio-soilets were constructed in the year 2011.
Then we started with 5 and then we have seen the success. Then continuously then we wanted to change as per the Indian context, and we wanted to use optimize the land use. Then we said, can we construct in 5x4 or 5x6? Then yes, then we have taken advice from one Mr. Dharma Rao. He is an retired executive engineer to the government of India, and he also voluntarily came up and they said, yes, I can change a bit of design. And that is how we have taken up this design, and it's a very simple design where it works as a soakage pit. The entire water percolates into the ground and it does not contaminate groundwater.
The soilet can be built in these simple steps. First level. This is a box-type compartment of roughly 5 feet by 5 feet to accommodate the biodigester. Second level. The superstructure is located directly above the first level that contains the digester. The superstructure accommodates the toilet and the bath with a door to ensure privacy. The first step in the construction process is to dig a pit of 5 by 5 feet, which also functions as a soakage pit. After the construction of the hollow basement, the pit is filled with 12 mm boulders, followed by a 6 mm boulders, river sand, 2 mm gravel, and then bricks are placed in the pit at a distance of 6 to 8 inches, and finally covered with sand in the gaps. A 2.5 feet wall is constructed and the slab is placed on it. The side wall of the chamber is provided with a manhole, allowing the compost to be scooped out periodically. The walls are constructed over the slab with 5 feet height. A ventilator is placed, and after construction of 1 more feet of wall, the roof is placed. Finally, the toilet seats is placed, connected with a P-trap and a vent pipe. Door is placed and plastering of the walls is done. The earthworms are introduced into the biodigestive chamber to ensure effective drying of effluents and initiating aerobic digestion. Each toilet typically costs Rs 12,500. 20% of this cost, which is 2,500 rupees, is paid by the beneficiary in kind. They do this by helping in digging and filling of the pit, or some beneficiaries pay labor charges and agree to bear the extra expenses in case there is a change in size. The remaining 80%, which is Rs 10,000, is funded by institutions such as Heal Organization, Latter Day Saint Charities, Help International, and even by individual donors. The beneficiaries also are involved in monitoring the construction, and one family member would be present during the construction and in ensuring that the supplied material is available during construction. Once the selection of families are finalized, the families are invited for final orientation.
నా పేరు భిక్షపతి.
And I am trained by the SAPID organization to build bio-soilets. I have not only learned how to build these soilets, but have also trained other masons on how to build these soilets. Community monitoring process is also required, whereby women and other stakeholders can monitor the construction process. Teams in each slum are selected and given orientation. This team acts as a monitoring committee to monitor the construction process within the given framework and time schedule.
And when we talk about prioritize, we tell them that you would be prioritizing women who are widow, pregnant women, senior citizen in the family, family having girl children, or pregnant women or lactating women. So when we talk about these, then the community themselves decides on whom they have to give the soilets first, who is in the need of most. So first they prioritize senior citizen. In that senior citizen, they see to it that whether she's a widow or he is all alone, or the pregnant woman, whether it's a first child or then she's going to give second time birth, or if it is a widow, does she have a children, girl children, more of girl children, or if she has boys, and being a widow and having boys, again there they say no, because you have sons, they may take care of your needs. So they see to it that there are girl children in the family. So that is how the community themselves come forward and they say, okay, out of so many people, we have prioritized these people and they will be constructing the toilets. And when we talk about constructing the toilets, from the day one we tell them it is not only SAPIT who is going to fund, or it is not only the funders who are going to give you, it is your participation also is needed in that.
When I was pregnant for the first time, I did not have a bio-toilet in my house. And unfortunately at that time, SAPIT was not even building these toilets. During my second pregnancy, in the immediate year following my first child, I got worried. Whenever I would need to go to relieve myself, I would have to leave my child to someone, and he was too young to be kept like that. It was creating a lot of issue for me as well. Along with this, the problem of the weather, such as heavy rains, was also a concern. Now with this toilet built, I do not have to worry about these things anymore.
These toilets are extremely low cost in maintenance as well. These toilets need to be cleaned with neem leaves, salt and lime only. Any use of harsh cleaning agents or acids will kill the earthworms and hence are not used. It generally takes about 45 days for the manure to be produced. On an average, the manure can be removed every 4 to 6 months, depending on the size of the family, using the bio-soilet. The manure is then used by the households in their kitchen gardens to grow vegetables and fruits. Bio-soilets' key takeaways. Use in areas which have no sewer connection. Requires less water since wastewater does not need to be transported over a long distance. These toilets are zero discharge. They also do not need desludging like septic tanks require. Hence, these have very low maintenance cost. Most importantly, it closes the nutrient cycle as the end product is recycled as manure. These toilets have over the last 6 years brought in a lot of social changes as well. These personal accounts will tell you the stories of these toilets have brought in cheer, dignity and ease to lives of residents in Hyderabad.
When 6 years ago we built this toilet, it was a huge decision for us. My in-laws were unable to walk and go for defecation in the far-off area, so I had to collect this stool in my hand and throw it. Our neighbors used to oppose this and it was very difficult for me to handle the situation. Since the bio-soilets have been built, a huge burden has been lifted off my head. Right now, my husband has a fracture in his leg and cannot walk. But with this toilet, I do not have to worry at all. Often, our relatives would not come to our place as there are no toilet facilities and you have to defecate in the open. Things have changed drastically now. In fact, we have also inspired other families in our household to get bio-toilets built. We asked our relatives in another area of Hyderabad where there is an issue of drainage lines to get in touch with our mason, Bhikshapati, who eventually built the toilet for them. They are now very happy.
With the bio-soilets built, we are no more worried about our daughter's safety. My wife and daughter both are taken care of now.
Swachh